We were talking about how, just earlier, how, when anytime you question established idea and you try to take that in a different direction, you're always going to overcompensate until you find that middle ground.
Stay connected and start creating alternative visions that could meaningfully change the world so we can get out of this mess. Instead of constantly criticising things for the way they are, let's look at new solutions from around the world, from throughout history, and pull them together. Of course it seems like an impossible challenge. Everything seems impossible till it's done. That's the attitude we'll have.
This place is magical, the people are magical, it's just such a nice environment.
I mean, look around, the sea's right there, I can hear the waves.
We have these beautiful, really wonderful spaces where you can learn.
Here, everything is welcome. People really support each other here. You can just come and feel like home.
Before I come and touch him for happiness, Sam made me feel warm and welcome coming there.
I don't think I've experienced as much love as I have until I came.
We're learning to be happy within ourselves. When you find that happiness within and you're able to love yourself, and then you can love others. And there's a lot of love here. It's really special.
It is not only yoga. There are here many, many activities going on. For everyone there is something.
It's a place for opening, for celebration.
When we are celebrating, when we are happy, when we are dancing, that is a way of meditation. Then we are becoming more present.
It's a place also to hang around, to see companies, friends, to dance, to play guitar at night, a place for art.
So it's in the perfect place, it's on the beach, it's in the heart of the Yoga Central spiritual area. It's a beautiful place in paradise.
Many people come to this island for the yoga. There are some of the most incredible, top-rated yoga studios and resorts here. It's a huge spiritual community that lives here, so a lot of amazing, healthy food choices. There's a local beach. Many of us gather at sunset where the musicians will come by and play bongos and we'd sing along. It's really built on a natural bed of rose quartz. And so the energy of the island is just magical. I find that many of us who are drawn to this island are those who are spiritual seekers or spiritual healers. This natural crystal, the natural energy, the natural love, the natural opportunity to be able to grow and to transform is that what draws us to here. The other side of it are those who are looking to transform, those who are going through some kind of healing. I see a lot of people here who have left their lives from somewhat painful lives and are coming here and flourishing, and I've watched so many people really truly transform here on this island.
This is one of my favorite places in the world. It's a beautiful community here, amazing people, a perfect spot for the sunset. It's a great place to practice yoga because the sand is relatively flat, there's enough space on the beach, and there's live music here every night, and beautiful people to connect with.
And beyond all logic, I was like, no, I'm tired. My brain was like, but my intuition was like, you have to go. So I was like, okay, it was giving me quite a lot of gifts in the past few days, so I decided to trust it. By the end of that dinner, I'd been offered a job to come here to film their teacher training and do photography. And I never intended on becoming a yoga teacher, but that was my transition point, because when I got to this island, and it made me focus directly on the yoga, and then that's where it happened. So the voice called my name when I was in Bali, and then brought me here.
And then he came home to Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, who the hell tamed art? I want to see what happened to him. So then I went over.
It used to be very wild.
Very wild, yeah.
Now it's controlled wildness.
Yeah, just the right amount of wild.
That's it, like a garden that's been pruned. I used it to keep my sanity during college because I felt awful in my body after yoga, and every time I did it afterwards, I was just like, I could feel the sensitivities and subtleties, and I didn't have to work towards the cravings of wanting to get drunk or search for other things that I couldn't still in my mind. So it gave me that peace, and then it starts to positively snowball after that.
Yeah. And then mine was, I was suffering from stress-induced insomnia. And I met a woman who she was a yoga teacher. She was like, come to my class tomorrow. And I went to the class. It was an hour and a half long. And at the end, I went home. As soon as my head hit the pillow, out like a light. And I woke up the next morning, kind of like a Disney princess, like where the birds were singing, and the sun was shining through, like, oh my God. And I was like, what was that magic? And then at that point, then I was just absolutely hooked.
To be open and to have correct intention to why they're there. Everything comes from intention. If somebody goes to a yoga class to try to get a hot, fit yoga body for the beach, but like that intention only served them so much. So if they come with something that they're trying to release or bring into their life, that's when they're actually going to get true resonance and potency from it, because they start to search a little bit deeper. And that's why it differs from any other sport, because you don't go into a football game going, I want to release my trump.
And always coming back to this idea of who am I? I'm human, you know, and that what is it to be a human, to be messy and magnificent all at the same time. Meet your virtues, but then also your faults as well. And, you know, rectify your faults if they need to be rectified.
And love your faults as well.
Yeah, and allow them space to transform, and allowing all of the stuff that's a little bit harsh and abrasive, that friction, you know, to brush past you, because it is.
Because it transforms your flavors. All of a sudden pain is pain one day until you know what that pain is, and then it becomes a comfortable place to be.
And some people go to a yoga class before that because they see it, you know, and they're like, oh, let's try this yoga thing, and they're like, oh, I don't get it. But there's something in their body that remembers, and then when they need it in a couple years' time, when they're having, you know, a crisis or just a moment where they can't connect to their body, they find a class, and then that's when they're suddenly come out of Shavasana and they're just like, wow, I get it. You know?
It's a tropical island with beaches.
But also there's a huge sense of community here, especially in the yoga community, and you're meeting people who are on very similar journeys. The conversations that you have with people here seem more like, nourishing, And I think it's, for me, the community. And that's what brings people back to this island every single time, you know, is the friends that you meet here, and how they open your heart, and how your heart is open just from giving yourself space that you don't necessarily have in a city environment, you know, where everything is like go, go, go. Here it's slower. There's a slower pace of life.
Integrate, slow down, as you say, reach to people, because people back in the West, they go into the yoga mode and they're like, oh great, and then they're straight back into the type A personality on the street, boom, boom. And here you're given the time to actually unwind the tape and let it move into a default state of a slower stillness.
Yeah.
Like a garden coming to bloom.
It's a lot of yoga philosophy for one day.
Well, that's I'm done now. This is it.
So this beautiful place is surrounded with beautiful, conscious people, artistic people that you know, practice yoga, meditation, tantra. They live their lives in a very different way than the mainstream way. It has a family vibe, which I like a lot.
And always remember to have fun.
Yes.
Because if that is not part of your yoga practice, then, you know, you suddenly get the serious yoga faces.
I'm in my asana.
I feel my edgeness so strong.
Life is a game and it's a gift.
There's a very big magnet to pull people who are living from the heart and loving from the heart.
And to radiate that.
And we built up castles in the skies and in the sand. Design our own world.